Breakdown is presented by John's Sewer and Drain Cleaning, the name to know when the drains don't flow.
Welcome into The Breakdown. Phil Perry here, Ted Johnson there. It's a bye-week edition of The Breakdown, Ted, and I can't believe it. The Patriots are sitting at 2-8, bottom of the AFC. Did you think it would ever get this bad?
Phil, no sir, no how did I think it would be this bad. I knew it was going to be challenging, but I didn't think it would be this challenging. Very disappointing to see the Patriots at 2-8 right now.
And just even looking at their roster to start the year, you understood they weren't going to be the most talented team in the league, but I don't think any of us thought it would get this bad. It's gotten so bad, in fact, that the Patriots are thinking about a quarterback change. Offensive coordinator Bill O'Brien was asked who is going to be playing quarterback for the Patriots this Sunday against the Giants.
Right now, you know, we haven't had consistent enough execution in the games, obviously, and so, you know, we'll see what happens down the road here, but we've got to have a good meeting, walk through today, practice tomorrow, practice Wednesday. We have to have good practices, and then, you know, we can all determine at every position who should play the most. Everything's fixable. I think at times Mac's played really well. I think that's what we have to remember. At times this year, Mac has played really well. And I also think that it's really important to point out that, you know, there's 10 other guys on the field, and, you know, everybody's got to play better. And then there's coaches on the sideline. We all have to coach better. That's the truth. So, you know, I don't believe in yips or anything like that. Mac has played well. Mac will play well again.
All right, there's Bill O'Brien from his conference call with reporters on Monday, Ted. A lot of support for Mac Jones there.
Yeah.
A lot of emphasis on practice. This is looking like it might be an open competition for the starting quarterback job this weekend. Who are you playing at quarterback if it was up to you?
If it was up to me, Phil, I'm going with Bailey Zappi right now. I'm worried about just keeping the other 52 guys engaged and on board. And my feeling is that in that locker room, they want to change. You know, I don't care what it looks like in practice. Go out there. You never know. Bailey Zappi might not be getting it done in practice. He might go out there and do it in a game. Right now, you want the support of the team, and I just don't see this team rallying and supporting Mac Jones right now.
It'd be fascinating to see how Bill Belichick plays it. Now, why is changing the quarterback even a question? Well, here's why. The Patriots offense, by any metric, one of the worst in the NFL this season. They are the second lowest scoring team while ranking 26th in yards, turnover differential, and third downs. They also have the second fewest pass plays of 20-plus yards in football. So, what can the Patriots do to get the offense going over the final 7 weeks? Ted and I have some ideas. It's time now for Board Games, brought to you by John's Sewer and Drain Cleaning, the name to know when the drains don't flow. Ted, if the Patriots are trying to find a spark for the second half of their 2023 season, they might want to go to an old Bill O'Brien staple, the Haas Juke series. You've got Haas Z Juke written at the top of the board. Break down for us what that means.
Yeah, so Haas means hitch. H is hitch with two seams on the inside, number 2 wide receivers, okay? And so here's what the quarterback's reading. It's empty. Spreads out the defense, and it's a clear read for the quarterback and the wide receivers. For the inside receivers, the 2 receivers, okay, Hunter Henry on this side, and then also
Juju
Smith-Schuster right here. These guys are running seam routes right down the middle of the field, okay? Seam routes right down the middle of the field. On the outside, all right, the wide receivers are going to run routes based on what the coverage is. If they are in off coverage, like this DB is right here, it tells the outside receiver to run a hitch. That's the H in the hitch. Off, run hitches, press, run seam routes, all right? So this linebacker is pressed up against this wide receiver on the outside, so it tells this wide receiver to run a 9 route on this play. Seams inside, hitch on the outside because it's off coverage, and then on this press coverage, you turn it into a 9 route. Right here. That opens up space for number 81, Demario Douglas, who's one-on-one with this DB. It creates a lot of space, and there's a lot of things you can do out of this call because of the space that it gives this, your best wide receiver, at the Z position, the number 3 strong.
Man, all that room to operate for a guy who's that quick, that athletic, and has already established himself, Demario Douglas has, as maybe the most dangerous playmaker the Patriots have offensively. Certainly seems like the Patriots have been making an effort to get Pop Douglas more involved. The rookie receiver has been a much bigger part of the offense the last month. Now, let's see what this play looks like from Pop's perspective with a very, very special technique.
All right, we're here at Needham High School for Technique. Technique, of course, presented by Shaw's. Shaw's is perfecting the art of fresh. Ted, we talked about how this play can work against man or zone, Haas Z Juke. We've got an empty formation here. We've got 11 Needham Rockets on hand, 11 offense, 11 defense to show us how this play works. Break it down for us, how it looks against man-to-man coverage if you were Pop Douglas.
All right, here we go, Phil. This is it. This is what it looks like, okay? When you come out here in an empty set, it spreads out the entire defense. It makes the read a little bit easier for the quarterback. And the Z receiver, Pop Douglas here, the quickest, shiftiest receiver they have. What he does, what's good about this play is that he has space to work, all right? You have these receivers out displaced, these receivers displaced, so the defense is going out. So now I have all this room to work at with this linebacker or safety who's covering me in man-to-man, okay? All right, and this is what it'll look like. The Z receiver, Pop, is going to read the leverage from his defender who is defending him man-to-man, as well as the quarterback, okay? And so right now, at the start of the play, the defender's head up. So I don't know if he's going to go outside leverage or inside leverage until the ball is snapped. So let's see what happens here. At the snap of the ball, said hike, he goes. Oh, he's going inside. So that tells Pop Douglas to work himself to the outside. It also tells the quarterback where to throw the football as well. So when he throttles down, he wants to kind of invite a little bit of contact here so that he can bust out and get some space from that defender. That works against man-to-man. That kind of space, being an empty, is what affords Pop Douglas to work in space, reading the leverage of this defender, knowing where to go from that off that leverage, as well as the quarterback. And so you can have this little option game, this two-man game between the slot receiver and the quarterback. That's what makes this play work so well in empty, having Pop at the Z position.
And Pop Douglas against a linebacker, Ted, that's a mismatch, a physical mismatch any given Sunday. How about against zone? This play should work against zone as well, shouldn't it?
It should, absolutely. All right, boys, here we go. Let's go back to your zone coverage, deep half field. There we go. There we go. So this works against all coverages. Phil, you're absolutely right. So before the snap of the ball, I'm not sure really if it's man-to-man yet or zone, but as the play is developing, they have to declare as a defense, and so now as an offense, you know what you need to do. So, all right, boys, so it looks like it might be man-to-man. I'm not sure. You guys know what to do with the snap of the ball, right? All right, here we go. Set, hike. Oh, he's going inside. The safety's coming down. It's zone. Now you have a soft spot in the zone, and you turn immediately and have the ball delivered to you right here for a catch and run. You don't know if it's zone or man before the snap. You know if it's zone or man after the snap, after they rotate down, okay? And Pop Douglas is going to find space in that zone, settle right there, catch the ball, and go. He's not going to invite contact like he did against man. When he sees that zone, find the soft spot in the defense and exploit it.
All right, Ted, you pop out right now. James is going to pop in and play Pop Douglas, and the Needham Rockets are going to run through Haas Z Juke for us really quickly here, and we'll see what it looks like.
Let's try and execute the play versus zone, okay, boys? Go ahead, quarterback.
Ready. Cut.
Oh! Winner. Great job, guys. Very good.
You want to run this against man as well, Ted? Let's play it against man. So our safety, Antoine, you're going to go back down to the edge. And we're going to play this against man, and James is going to run this against the linebacker. Again, James is our guy. He's the quickest player on the field for us. We want to get him in space. We want to allow him to make yards after the catch. We get him working on a linebacker. That's a matchup we like.
Ready. Cut.
Oh, look at that space. Oh! Way to go, guys. That's perfect. That's exactly right. He read the inside leverage. That tells the receiver to go the outside. The quarterback knows the inside the leverage, and he's going outside, and that's what makes that play such a deadly play and makes it so work so well.
Man or zone, we should see a lot more of the Haas Juke series highlighting Pop Douglas, that quickness and that ability to make yards after catch. Pop Douglas, third in football through 10 weeks of the NFL season in terms of yards after catch per reception.
Great work from Ted there. And how about those Needham High Rockets? We've got more of them coming up later in the show. Tuesday, though, at 6 o'clock, you're going to want to tune in for Quick Slants. Tommy Curran shares his takes on the Patriots quarterback situation. It's presented by our local New England Honda dealers. Up next, if you thought we were out of ideas on how to fix Mac Jones and this Patriots offense, you're wrong. Much more, and some key concepts that could unlock the Patriots passing game when the breakdown returns. Welcome back to The Breakdown. Time to take a look at my report card, which is presented by the Massachusetts School of Law. When you're 2-8, A's are going to be hard to come by and shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. No A's on this particular report card. The highest grade for any position group. 10 games through the season, a B- for the tight ends. All right, Ted. Oof. What do you think? Too harsh on some of those? Or actually, you know what's surprising to me? Not a single D on there, not a single F on there, but there's enough in the way of some positive spikes that it keeps those grades buoyed to a degree. Still not a pretty picture.
Yeah, C's get degrees, Phil, but they don't get you Super Bowl championships. And I would say that those grades, I think the way you have them is that one unit's playing good one week, and then that unit the next week isn't playing as good. So you have a lot of ups and downs. So the grades aren't as bad as you might think, considering the team is 2-8.
And it doesn't surprise me that offensively the top mark has been for the tight ends, because between Hunter Henry and Pharaoh Brown, don't forget about Pharaoh Brown. Mike Gesicki had the nice game-winning catch against the Bills, but Pharaoh Brown's been pretty consistent as well, so it makes sense that they end up with the B-. One area of the Patriots passing game that's been especially problematic, though, for this Patriots season, pushing the ball down the field. They rank 19th in the league in intended air yards per pass, but they rank dead last in the league in air yards per completion. So how can they generate some bigger plays through the air? Ted and I, we got some ideas. We're back out here for Board Games, brought to you by John Sewer and Drain Cleaning, the name to know when the drains don't flow. Ted, clearly the Patriots having a heck of a time trying to stretch the field in 2023. If they're looking to do more of that, however, in the second half of the season, maybe the old trusty trap pass is the way to go. Break this one down for us.
Yeah, you got it, Phil. All right, so the trap part of the trap pass right here is a run fake option, okay? When you run a trap run, you're always pulling the backside guard, okay? The backside guard pulls, and he leads up to the opposite A-gap. That's a trap run, okay, with the running back stepping back and then come following through on the guard. But the trap pass it's the same action, okay? The guard will pull on this play, but he's not leading up for a run. He's going to set back in pass coverage, okay? So once that guard pulls, you'll see the quarterback turn and do a fake handoff to the running back. The running back does a jab step and then comes through and fakes the handoff to him right here. That's the trap part of the trap pass, okay? That's the action. The key part in this is that you want to go to one of your dependable receivers, and that is Hunter Henry at the end of the line right here. It's imperative that Hunter Henry gets off on a clean route, doesn't get hit at the line of scrimmage, so he gets into the route fast. Usually the trap pass, Phil, is run against two safety high type coverages, cover 2 and cover 4, ideally. So what this is doing, it's trying to isolate one of your most dependable wide receivers on the inside linebacker. You're trying to get this inside linebacker to the play side to bite on the play fake just a little bit so that it gets Hunter Henry right behind him, and so you have space between the safety and the linebacker to make that throw. But you got to sell the play action, that guard coming around, get the linebacker to bite so that he gets behind him, and that's been a very dependable kind of staple play, if you will, in the Patriots offense for a long, long time.
No question. If this is familiar to the folks watching at home, it should be. Patriots got a lot of mileage out of this play with Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski. They can get a little bit more in the second half of 2023. And it's not just that we think the Patriots can be successful with this concept. We've got evidence. The numbers say they are very successful on play action targeting tight ends. 13 of 14 this season in a league-leading 15.8 yards per attempt. For more on the details of the trap pass, it's time to head back out to the gridiron. All right, we're back here at Needham High. We've got 22 Needham Rockets that are going to help us break down this trap pass for Technique. Technique, of course, is presented by Shaw's, perfecting the art of fresh. Ted, I know when it comes to this play in particular, you are on the details about what the offensive line is doing to sell the run fake, because without that sell job, you don't have the big play down the field. So
kick it off for us, get down there in the nitty-gritty, in the trenches, and show us how this play works from down on the line of scrimmage.
You got it, Phil. Here we go. All right, guys. We got offensive line on this play. We got to really sell the run, okay? It's play action. You want the defense to think it's a run. You suck them up so that you can get our tight end down the middle of the field streaking. And where it starts is on the guard position. Guards are the purest read in football. They will tell you if it's a run or pass, okay, by what they do. I want that right guard to the play side to really step down hard and sell it to the linebacker as if it's a run. Now the backside guard is going to pull, okay? All right, the backside guard on this play, let's get down in the stance, boys, real quick, all right? At the snap of the ball, this backside guard is going to pull. Go ahead, quarterback. Hut. He's going to reverse pivot. This backside guard is going to pull, not for a run block, but for a pass protection, okay? This action right here, the linebackers see pulling guard block down. Oh, it must be a run, right? Oh, no, not so fast, okay? This is important for the quarterback on this play, okay? When he reverse pivots, really sell that play fake hard, okay? Make it look like it's a run. And then he's going to get back here. He's going to plant that back foot, and he's going to throw. He's not going to dance back here. He's not going to, trying to buy time. He's going to plant, and he's going to throw, okay? That's very important, okay? Those two things, all right, QB, up in there, are very important. Selling the run fake, pulling guard, good fake, tight end, do not get blocked, do not get hung up at the line of scrimmage. Get off the line of scrimmage fast so that you can get into the seam fast and exploit the coverage, which is the middle of the field. All right, boys? All right, you want to run it? All right, here we go, guys. Let's run this to see if we can do it. Hut. Pull. Good play fake. Plant the foot. Good job, boys. Good job. Nice going, guys.
I love it. And it's so important for the tight end, Ted, to find that open space because, as you mentioned, the ball has to come out quickly, and that's why this will be a good play for the Patriots to run in the second half. We know the struggles they've had along the offensive line. Typically, these play-action passes are long developing plays. You're asking a lot of your offensive line to be able to hold up, but when we're talking about the trap pass or counter hot, which is what the Patriots call it, you're able to get that football out nice and quickly. You're not exposing the offensive line the way you might with a different kind of play action.
That's exactly right. So the ball comes out fast, offensive line. They've been running the ball better as of late. Sell that run fake, and that'll get your tight end wide open down the middle field. It was a staple in the old offense. It should be brought back in this offense.
That's how it's done, and that's how the Needham Rockets are going to do it on Thanksgiving. The oldest public high school rivalry in the country against Wellesley. Boys, good luck.
Awesome work from the Rockets and, of course, our guy, Teddy J. Just phenomenal stuff there. Wednesday at 6 o'clock. More phenomenal television coming at you. Catch another edition of The Game Plan. Tom Giles has the latest from Foxborough as the Patriots get ready to visit the Giants. The Game Plan is presented by your local New England Honda dealers. Still to come, we're not done yet. And we aren't letting the defense off the hook. We're breaking out the Monday Night Spotlight when the breakdown returns. All right, let's break out that Monday Night Spotlight, shall we? We're going to shine it on the defense, of course. Last year, the Patriots ranked top 10 in both scoring defense and yards allowed. That was fueled by their top 3 finishes in takeaways and sacks. This year, one of the worst teams forcing turnovers and getting to the quarterback. And in turn, they're middle of the pack in points and yards allowed. Our Monday Night Spotlight is presented by TouchView Interactive Display Panels, available at the Oakers Company. Ted, what can this Patriots defense do moving forward? Now, listen, they aren't to blame, I would say, for the 2-8 record. They allowed 10 points the other day in Frankfurt. They still lose. But what can they do a little bit differently? What can they shift in this last stretch of the 2023 season, in your opinion, to get more results and maybe even win this team a couple of games?
Yeah, if you're missing a pass rusher like a Matthew Judon, who clearly is their best pass rusher, you got to generate pressure, more pressure than they've been, and they've been blitzing a lot. Phil, but they haven't been effective in their blitzing. They have to do a better job of disguising it. I think they tip off a lot of their blitzes, and I think they have guys that rotate in and out of the defense, and so guys aren't hitting the blitzes like they should, so they're a little late on that. If you're going to blitz, you got to get home because it leads that secondary out to dry, and the Patriots defense has been doing that a lot this year.
Well, and I want to follow up by asking you about the Patriots secondary. We know Christian Gonzalez is out. We know Jack Jones is now in Vegas as a member of the Raiders. Not much in the way of pure talent at that cornerback position right now. Is it wise for them to continue to blitz at the rate they've been blitzing and play as much man-to-man, Ted, as they've been playing when they're so thin at that corner spot?
You know what? There's a Pittsburgh defense, a really good Pittsburgh defense back then. They used to run zone blitzing.
Sure.
All right. So look, if you're gonna blitz, it's okay to run zone behind it. All right. It doesn't always have to be man-to-man. So you can do blitz, but have more of a zone principle in the back, and that they don't run a lot. But I think that would behoove them.
J.C. Jackson, we know, has run into his fair share of issues of late, right? Reportedly doesn't show up to the team hotel a few weeks ago. That gets him benched to start a game that he doesn't make the trip to Germany, Ted. If you're coaching this Patriots defense, if you're Bill Belichick, right now with J.C. Jackson, how do you handle him?
That's tough because, you've already set kind of a precedent with him. And so you're trying to get guys on board and run a tight ship. You know what? They got to love the one you're with. I mean, he's probably one of their best players. And so you got to try and figure out a way to get J.C. Jackson bought in. Right now, he is not bought in. You need him bought in because you need his playability out on the field.
Patriots end up a 3-win team after this game that they've got coming up against the
I don't know how they're not, Phil. They have to win this game. Are you kidding me? The New York Giants is a bad team. I know they won this week, but they got to win this game. They got to get some momentum going, finish strong, so you build momentum going into next year.
Going up against old friend Brian Daboll and new quarterback sensation, Tommy DeVito. Well, as we sit here right now, we don't even know for sure who's playing quarterback for the Patriots, so maybe the Giants have a little bit of an advantage there. Either way, we'll be right back here on Monday after the game, breaking down all the biggest plays, talking to you about what just happened. Thanks for being with us through the first 10 weeks. We've got 7 more.